big topic, right? So follow me along as we get there, yeah?
But like, Stonebwoy went to this podcast and he was asked how he's able to manage conflict among his top colleagues or among the top musicians, and he's able to also push Ghana music to the world. Let's listen to what he has to say.
When we talk about African music, the first country that people bring up is Nigeria, right? Yeah, everyone brings up Burna, Wiz, David. Then we speak about the Ghanaian music industry, and we speak about Shatta, Stonebwoy, and Sark, right? But what does that look like? I think something I've been thinking about recently is why is it that whenever we have these powerhouses, there's conflict? And what does that conflict feel like in an industry like the Ghanaian music industry, which obviously everybody wants to propel to another level? How do we, I guess what I'm asking is, how do you navigate the conflict with also trying to help propel Ghanaian music?
You're very right in the questioning. I like the way you brought it from Nigeria to Ghana. And I don't think it only stays within Nigeria and Ghana. That would be the case if you monitor it across the globe and in America, everywhere. And the thing is that people have found, especially with the emergence of social media now, based on conversations or having to erupt conversations out of whatever is happening, because now there are a lot of podcasts. Podcasting has become a big branch of the entertainment. I do not think that podcasts were popular even 5 years ago. Nice. People have social media now. Content creation has become a very huge aspect of the entertainment scene across the globe now. I don't think 5 years ago it was like that. I'm bringing this point is because one person, now you don't even need followers to start anything. They pick up a phone, they try to create content off of whatever is happening within the industry. Now, a large percentage of the content created must have electric energy headlines so that people can come in and listen. A large chunk would also create unbelievable stories so that can propel. Just because a lot of people have found jobs, people have found work, people have found occupations around the industry in content creation and that. Why I bring that is that we have actually created a lot of the conflicts. A lot of the conflicts are manufactured, and a lot of the conflicts are unnecessarily expanded,
by the content creators, the social media, the blogs.
Exactly. Not, yes, of course. And these blogs are also consumers. These owners and individual content creators, they're also consumers of the music. Now, taking it from the people, the common consumer part, right? And those that are, now everybody's a content creator as far as I'm concerned. Because you can go on live. Before the live became open to everybody, I think it was for only some verified creators or artists. You see, so I follow the way things are moving and how it has become what it is. That the conflict aspect has become like it is what propels the industry. Now you're asking how we manage through. I think it's very important for especially Ghanaian music, so long as you mention when African music comes to play. They mention Nigeria, Burna, Whiskey, David, Olamide, da. The question is, how did they get to be the forerunners of African music in our time? It is not by controversy. Controversy does not fill the O2. Controversy does not do the OVO. They do a lot of work. They have to work. They have to push. There's investment. There's collaborations. There's marketing. There's intentionality, such that Nigeria would actually make sure that there is foreign content is given a certain small amount of audience, and then local content is propelled to the highest of level. That notwithstanding, even if Nigeria was a 10,000 population, such methods are going to make sure that they see elevation and progress. Then, on top of it, they now have numbers to back the attitude. So, using that as an example, I believe that from Ghana, the bottom line is we need to focus more on doing the other right things than leaving the propelling of our industry to controversy. So, investment is important. Positive attitude towards work is important. The intentionality to push Ghana, promote Ghana from amongst the musicians, from amongst the investors, right? And from amongst the consumers as well, so that we can continue to shine. Because the comparisons and the contrast, or whatever you call it, would always be there.
Do you think that there's a competitiveness between front runners that causes that controversy?
Do I think that is the competitiveness?
Yeah, between, I guess you guys are peers, right?
The front runners.
Yeah, the front runners of whatever scene it is. So the same thing like we're experiencing it with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, right?
Yes.
But I think, although I do agree with you in terms of like bloggers and content creators adding to that hype, right?
Exactly. That's what I mean, bottom line.
I agree with you, but I also think that there is some sort of competitive nature in most industries, right?
Absolutely.
But there's some sort of competitive nature that can either be seen positively or can work negatively. And I think amongst musicians, at the moment, it's working negatively.
You're right. I think it's working negatively and is affecting a few things. to me, it does more than positively, especially for the Ghanaian industry. That's what I'm trying to paint. Because the other aspects, which are supposed to be pushing, etc., even when they do happen, we find little time to amplify those. We find so much time to amplify the stuff that would cause the negative stuff, basically. It may sound interesting, but the thing is, I'm not denying the fact that competitiveness is inevitable. Today, you wake up in the morning, you have to be competitive with yourself, my brother, to look good again, as good as you looked yesterday. You have to go to Selfridges, Harrods, find something, Bond Street. Yesterday you rocked this. The next minute you want to rock another one that will still, especially if somebody compliments you. Oh, I like that you wore. You go back, you sit down, you check it out. You see, even on a personal level, there's competitiveness. It is inevitable. So how much more against an institution where people are enjoying one artist A, artist B? The comparison is there, it's inevitable. But should we now focus all our attention on dealing with the differences, or should we continue to improve each other, or to continue to improve individual self that will come back to be good for us collectively? You know what I'm saying?